Cast. The cast of any media are the characters we follow in the story that we are watching/reading. So why are we talking about cast? Well, one of the common negative points I sometimes hear about World Trigger is that the cast is too big, and with there being over 100 named characters, with more on their way, it's no wonder that people feel like the cast is too big. But Ashihara has found a way to make it work. First, we'll start with when the majority of these characters were properly introduced, the B-Rank Wars arc. In this arc, our characters fight in official team matches where they go up against each other to increase their rank in border in simulated environments. Though some of the characters in this arc already made appearances in the previous arc, this is where they get more than just a minor role, as they are going up against the main characters and each other. This is a good way of naturally introducing so many characters, while also making them memorable by showing us how they fight and how well they do. Before most of the fights, we are shown a little bit about some of the other teams, current events, and a little bit of their history. This is a good decision, because we aren't given too much information, but just enough to let us know about the characters. The way these scenes are written, Ashihara wants the audience to know who the characters are, but doesn't make us root against our main characters either. It's just to establish the others. The story of World Trigger is very good at making sure that everyone is a stand-up character, instead of making our main characters the center of the universe. In this series, everyone is important, not in terms of being the chosen one or part of some great destiny, but because they all contribute to the story rather than just being forgotten. This helps with most of the characters already being well-rounded, but not all of them getting a deep focus on character development so as to not overwhelm the audience. The characters that don't get big development are still a joy to see with their antics and how they interact with the other characters. Ashihara is able to write the characters in a way that makes them feel alive by having them interact with each other casually.
向こうでもいろんな奴と戦ってきたのか？
まあね。
俺はその中でどんくらい強い？
悪くはないよ。
予想はしてたけどその程度か。
In this series, the characters talk to and about each other like a slice of life story, but has the action and strategy of a battle shonen. An excellent example of this is with the current arc of the manga, the Away Mission Test arc. Expect minor spoilers for this arc. In this arc, all of the characters that we have come to know are participating in a test to determine if they are going on the away mission to the neighborhood, where they will be in an enclosed space. They will be traveling to various locations on a ship that doesn't leave too much free space for those on board. And even when they do land, they will be in unknown territory. So teamwork and knowing each other better are essential on this mission. Otherwise, there will be serious consequences. In this arc, we are told that any of the A-rank agents are guaranteed to go on the away mission if they are chosen to. So they, along with the higher-ups, will judge the other agents to see if they are capable of going on the mission with the A-rank agents. On the closed environment phase, 4 agents and an operator, each from different squads, are put into a room that simulates the inside of the away mission ship for a week. At the beginning of the arc, all of those who will be tested are gathered in one room. 11 agents are chosen to be captains, with 1 operator assigned to each. The remaining agents are put into 3 polls, where the captains will choose agents based on a lottery. They will pick 1 stick that have numbers to determine the order of who goes first, from 1 to 11, with 1 being first and 11 being last. A rule they have to follow is that no one is allowed to pick any of their original squad members or put together agents that were on the same squad. After the teams are chosen, but before they get into the closed environment, we are shown what the A-rank agents think of each team and how each of the members of said teams will interact with each other. This is an entire chapter of the manga, and to me it is a great showing of Achihara's writing skills, because even without a fight, we get to see the thought process of all of these characters, making them each feel alive in their responses. They have their own thoughts on who is going to be the best team with different reasons. They know that some agents' personalities don't mesh well with each other, and those that do. They even look at each team's combat prowess and how their stats and skills mix with each other. And it's because they all work at the same place, border. To many, these may seem like obvious things to do, but with how many characters that are in World Trigger, it is really impressive how Achihara is able to balance it all without making a mistake, and for all of it to flow seamlessly. When the teams gather inside the closed environment, the captains each explain why they chose them specifically. In this, we get to see each captain's thought process. A great example is with Utagawa. Due to his fighting style of using Scorpion and having high mobility, he chose his squad with the intention of making a mobile team adapted to long-term combat. Seems simple at first, but what he also took into consideration is his operator, Sayoko Shiki, who is awkward around boys, but he also knows that she has a younger brother, which added to the reasons he chose Yuma and Kotaro, who are both fast attackers, but are also younger than Shiki, making it easier for her to get used to them, which he makes sure to tell Yuma and Kotaro. Even with the first person he picked being a boy that is the same age as her, we see that he chose him out of the 3 other remaining because the rest are all snipers, and in the second phase of the test, it's going to be a 36-hour combat phase, which is bad for snipers because they heavily rely on a trigger called Bagworm that makes them undetectable from radar and other similar triggers, allowing them to hide without being detected. And even though it doesn't take up too much Tryon because of the 36-hour combat phase, the amount it will consume will stack up, leaving him to pick Urushima. This interaction alone feels so real without having any emotional weight to it, because we see people in real life doing something like this. Knowing if a colleague has a certain weakness, telling others about it in a way that doesn't make things awkward but encourages them to help. We even get to see this bear fruit with some of the later chapters in the arc where Yuma asks Shiki about why she has a hard time with boys. At the beginning of the arc and how her other squad mate thinks about her, Shiki probably wouldn't have told him at the beginning, but because both have worked together in the same environment for some time, she has become more comfortable with Yuma and Kotaro, and at the end of their conversation, it seems that Shiki has gained a new confidence and a new idea. The setting of the series allows for a very casual atmosphere to exist, and it does this with how the plot progresses. The current plot of the series is our characters getting to the neighborhood. To do that, they need to raise their rank within border through scheduled matches. Because it's on a schedule, our main characters are allowed downtime for themselves. This downtime, along with the fact that matches are watched by the other agents and characters, instead of being isolated events, allows the author to explore them. These times really allow the characters to be themselves, instead of focusing all the time on their goals or on the mission. It feels really natural how all these characters interact with each other. Even when Ashihara writes a cliche, he does more with them, or even sometimes makes fun of them. In this story, everyone is an underdog. Some characters are weaker or stronger than others, but at the end, they all excel in their own way that makes them unique, like their combat skills, leadership, or ingenuity. Thank you for watching till the end of the video. Please like, share, subscribe so that way I can keep making awesome videos for all of you. And I hope you have a great day.